Om. Om. Sahana bhavatu, sahano bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Together, excuse me, we will chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verses 11 to 20.
Yatanto yoginashchainam pasyantyatmanyavasthitam yatantopyakritatmanah nainam pasyantyachetasaha yadadithyagatam tejah jagadbhasayate Yachandramasi yacchagnau tattejo vidhi mamakam gama vishya cha bhutani dharayamyahamojasa pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishtaha Matta smritirjnanamapohanam cha Vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyaha Vedanta krit veda videva chaham Dvavimau purushau loke Ksharashchakshara eva cha Kshara sarvani bhutani Kutasthoksara uchyate Uttamah purushastvanyah Paramatmetyudahritah Yo lokatrayamavishya Vibhartyavyaya ishvaraha Yasmaksharamati-toham Aksharaadapi chottamaha Atosmi loke vedecha Prathitah purushottamaha Yo mamevamasam-mudhaha Janati purushottamam Sarva-vidbhajati mam Sarva-bhavena bharata Iti guhyatamam shastram Idamuktam maya nagha Etad buddhva buddhiman syat Kritakrityascha bharata
We've almost finished this chapter, one of the brilliant examples of Vedanta, where if you've noticed how the chapter progresses, it's a very beautiful build-up that leads to something. It's not just random stuff said. Everything is part of something. And these are really the characteristics that you have to gain out of the study of Vedanta. How you see the positioning of something in the entire structure. How does your clarity work? It is not about whether you memorize chapter 15, which please do, because memory is an important part of the development of your intellect. So please do memorize this chapter. Everybody who studied this chapter has memorized it, and memorizing is a very big part of our tradition. I don't know if you have realized that just memorizing is a big thing here. If you know it by heart, it means something. Actually, it doesn't mean anything if you know it by heart, but people will tell you, oh, he's a great scholar of Vedanta. He knows so much of the Bhagavad Gita. He knows every verse by heart. So what? But what the point is that there is a lot of emphasis placed in our tradition on memory. It seems silly because you have to understand, not remember. Then why is memory so critical?
Because you have instant access to the
You have instant access. The thing is, your logic always runs on logic will always run how good your logic is, not how good whether your logic is correct or not, will always run on
premise.
remembering the facts.
on the information that you have fed it. Suppose you tell a doctor that your leg is hurting when your stomach is hurting. How will he diagnose anything for you? So, whatever logic you think you have, whatever reasoning you think you have, it is proceeding on the information you have. And if you cannot even remember what happened yesterday, what kind of conclusion are you going to reach? Do you realize how much of our information is very selective? Our memory is very selective. You have to remember the whole thing. In Vedanta also, you will find some people remember this, some people remember that. What happened to the whole philosophy? No. This part I like, this I will remember. No, it's a philosophy. It's a complete body of knowledge. You got to get the whole thing in your head, otherwise you'll create confusion. So memory is extremely important because your memory is going to provide the information on which your reason is going to run. That doesn't mean memory is more important. It means you better get that done as well. Therefore, memorize English poems, memorize the Bhagavad Gita, memorize Upanishads, memorize whatever. It doesn't matter what you memorize. If you memorize the Gita, obviously you get the additional benefit of that devotion and all that. But please memorize. Even memorize your tables. Nobody nowadays memorizes tables anymore. But whatever it is, you have to develop the skill of memory. Otherwise, your reasoning is going to be wrong for certain. That is why the tradition emphasizes it so much. But actually, it is not the memory, it is your reasoning that is important, your understanding that is important. Okay, now coming back to the main point, you will find that here is a text in the Vedantic tradition actually showing you so many things besides what it is teaching you. How he has carefully built up a line of thought. You see, he didn't just suddenly pull Uttama Purusha out of his hat. He started with telling us about the macrocosm, the great Ashwatha tree, and how you need to deal with this macrocosm. How can you cut off your involvement in this with
The strong acts of non-attachment.
the strong acts of detachment? So, what does that mean to us? That all our involvement in the world is because all our thoughts are on the world. So, he explained this whole phenomenon and then came that, okay, first you understand about the world, then you understand about yourself. You bring it back to the individual and how from the sun and moon and earth and beings and all that, he covered it, right? He expressed how there is a macrocosm. This macrocosm is perishable. There is a microcosm. This microcosm is perishable. Beyond this microcosm and macrocosm, there is something which is not perishable. There is an akshara. It is the essence of this microcosm and macrocosm. And his last point was that please do not think that only the essence of this is God. God extends far beyond. So you can see how beautifully he has derived a conclusion, not just suddenly say something. He's taken very, very carefully and built it up and come to whatever he wants to say. Now, whether you want to accept it or not is up to you, but at least you must know the flow of thought. How has he built that up? Christ says, there is the Son, there is the Holy Ghost, there is the Father in heaven. Similar kind of idea. The Son is perishable, he dies at the cross. But there is an imperishable, there is a resurrection. But the Father in heaven is way beyond all of this. So at every step, you can see how very beautifully all the scriptures have sort of said that. So even if you take the Islamic tradition, then they have Muhammad, who is the Paigambar, who is the messenger. Then there is Gabriel, who is going to tell him the imperishable. And beyond that is Allah, who is completely beyond this thing. So at every step, you can see that they're trying to communicate an idea to us. But we will not understand that idea. So how do you understand the idea? At least try to follow the flow of thought. If you follow the flow of thought, at least you get the sense of what the person is trying to get through. What is he really trying to say? Because you know, right? Even from classes, you know how people ask questions which are completely at a tangent, got nothing to do with what we're talking. But if they find one word, they will say something. Because it goes so tangential. But if you can learn the whole Vedantic system, it is not about those words which you have memorized. It is an understanding that you have grown. And as a teacher, my report card comes when I see some understanding grown into. I say, oh, okay, this time they got it. Where is Omkar and Mahesh? Yesterday, both of these Maharathis came to me. I mean, came to me means they called me. They had a problem. Okay, so therefore, Mahesh is head of IT. Omkar is head of marketing. They're the big wigs around here. If you need anything, you have to go to these people. And they talk to each other in a language that mere mortals like us cannot understand. They don't know what they're talking about. But they had a problem between them yesterday. Okay, so I won't go into the problem because everything here is very complicated. But what is very satisfying is they identified what their problem is. They said, okay, Omkar said, what is the problem we are solving? The problem we are solving is that Mahesh does not want these many lists. Now, don't ask me all the background because I'm not going to go into that. It's too complicated, right? So, what is the problem we are solving? And then, what is the solution? And we were all done in 10 minutes. Everybody's happy. Everybody went home. Now, if you don't identify a problem, okay, or you don't speak out what your problem is, you know what will happen between this? Mahesh has a problem in his head which he has not expressed. Let us say. Let's take the opposite of what they did. He has a problem, he hasn't told us what that problem is. So when we give him ideas or suggestions that we have to run this way, that way, he's going to reject them all. Because he has a problem. And he's not saying that the reason I don't want it is because the list is going too long or I'm getting too many lists or whatever. So he's not saying, if he doesn't say this to us, then we don't know what the problem is. So he said his problem. Omkar picked up his problem And they between them told me this thing. It was so simple to sort it out. If we can deal with our issues like that, can you imagine how harmonious this whole world is going to be? Suppose somebody comes and tells you, I have a problem because of something. Normal people will say, why do you have that problem? You should not have that problem. But I have a problem. Who are you to tell me whether I should have it or not? Suppose Bhavna comes and says, I have a problem that I don't get good food in my hostel. So then what will we start doing? We'll start giving her a lecture on, oh, you're gone there for your knowledge, for education. Don't worry about the food. Why are you giving her all your gyan? If a person expresses a problem, say thank you very much. If a person expresses a desire, say thank you very much. Because it saves us the trouble of identifying what the desire or the problem is. So simple, no? Life becomes like this. Express what is the problem here. I mean, the other person also says, okay, this is the problem. This is the problem we're going to solve. How simple, how convenient, how cool. And that is what Vedanta should give us. Otherwise, you can imagine, even here, volunteers come from all over the place. And obviously, each department has its own priorities, its own everything. How do they handle everything so harmoniously? I mean, over here, at least as far as I know, nobody has still had a fight over anything. But it's all harmonious. Why? Because it is, you express what you want to say, the other person acknowledges whatever you expressed, and then move forward. Now, these are the kind of qualities that your Vedanta study has to give. Instead, you say, I can say the Bhagavad Gita by heart. No, मैं क्या करूं? Say it by heart, मेरा क्या जाता है? Suppose we ask Bhavna, what have you studied? And then she starts reciting chapter 15. Very good. I mean, no harm. I mean, it's a really good thing to be able to recite it. But that is not your goal. Your goal is how you are treating the situations in front of you. That is your test. So, so simple, right? Yesterday, and both of them had very, very, clear things. Like as marketing, Omkar needed a certain thing to happen. As IT, Mahesh required a certain thing to happen. Very justified, and everything happened. Life is so simple. They've probably forgotten by now all this stuff also. But it is this that must be our Vedanta. It is not merely the words, but the growth of the essence. So, how do you do it? By focusing. First, memorize, then focus on the reasoning, follow the line of thought. All of this put together eventually brings us to a position where it's not like we have changed, but the way we look upon things, how we deal with things is very different. What sometimes happens in the spiritual path is you make yourself a list of do's and don'ts. I should do this and I should not do this, and try to achieve some kind of perfection. It's a very, very common sort of way of dealing with it. Okay, here's what I have to do, here's what I don't have to do. And then I struggle, and somehow either manage to do it or manage not to do it. If you don't manage to do it, then you're always like, oh, bichara, I can't do this. Spiritual path is too tough. Ye, wo, nakra we will start. What happens if we do manage it? We manage to follow all our do's and don'ts and stick to whatever we think is perfect. What happens then?
We become complacent.
More than complacent, we become arrogant.
Stagnation.
More than stagnation and complacent, we become arrogant. Now, I'm so perfect. I'm following all the rules perfectly, and you're not. And from my arrogance will come cruelty. We are getting further away from the path and we think we are so perfect. How? So it's very like now we will do that 1 year course. Some of the students will be good in the course. Some of the students will not be able to maintain the schedule or maintain the discipline. What will be the view of the students who are able to maintain the discipline towards the students who are not able to maintain it? What will be the view of the students who can't maintain it towards those who do maintain it? So, what happens if I can't maintain the schedule and you can maintain it? What am I thinking?
I'm so disciplined.
No, I can't maintain it, but you can. Then, what are the thoughts that go on in my mind? What kind of thoughts?
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good
I'm
enough.
not enough.
I'm not enough. What is the other kind of thoughts?
What a show off.
Comparing ourselves.
What a show off. You get two types of reactions. One is I compare myself to you and I feel I'm not good enough. Or I compare myself to you, find that you're doing something better to me than me. So I get into this jealousy affair and then I start saying bad stuff about you. It's very, very interesting how the mind functions. In either case, you're doing the Vedanta course, but you're off the path. So this is not so easy. And it's not so tough. Nobody even tells you that you have to do X or Y or Z and you have to stick to it with perfection, because everybody knows you if you firstly won't do it, and if you manage to do it, all you get is arrogance. It is something else that is Vedanta. It is not the knowledge, it is not the discipline, it is not the memorization, it is something else which is Vedanta. Now, how do you get that? You follow the discipline, you get the knowledge, you memorize. This is where the problem exists. If you say, no, all that is not Vedanta, everybody will drop it. Oh, that's very convenient. I don't have to stick to the discipline. No, you have to stick to the discipline. So, both ways there's a problem. Right? Remember where we studied this? Remember? Don't be like that. We just studied it a short while ago. Well, okay, not in this class, in another class, but I know many of y'all, I can see same names. Please, don't be like that. Memory, start memorizing, please, since memory seems to be depleting. Nobody? Mahesh, where did we study the same concept?
Is this the passive and aggressive thing in relationships that we're discussing earlier?
No, what is that? We're talking about what is the same idea that how we miss the point. So you have to have discipline, you have to have memorization, you have to have knowledge, you have to have all these things. But these are not Vedanta. Come on, Deepa. Deepa Nath. Is there any other Deepa?
Yeah, Janki.
Yeah, okay. Cool. You remember where we studied this?
Which one?
Which one? This one. Kalyan. Fallacy of equivocation. Why fallacy of equivocation? अब एक नया चीज आ गया तो वही हार जा. There used to be one fellow in class, very cute in Delhi. He used to be. It didn't matter what you asked, whatever the question was in class, his answer was fruit of action. You can never forget it, because same answer you can ask any question. What did Krishna say in chapter 15? Avoid the fruit of action. What was the about? What do you know about the law of karma? Avoid the fruit of action. Har cheez mein, anything. He was the classic example in at least in my mind. एक चीज कुछ You learn, and then every question, same answer. Come on. Who else? Kalyan?
No, can't remember.
Can't remember. This is terrible. How much we did, how much we studied this thing. Went on and on and on. I think at least 4 or 5 consecutive classes we took on that. Okay, this is my report card, not yours. So pathetic is the explanation. Omkar. What? Not a soul? Shilpa? What? Say, Omkar, what were you saying?
No, can't remember.
No, Shilpa, there's nothing to do with desire and attachment here. Bharat.
I can't recall. Is it the Saturday class?
Okay. Now you're asking for hints also. Yes, Saturday class.
Saturday class I don't attend, so I'm
Oh,
out.
Oh, okay. Kinnari. Prashant.
I need another clue. Is it recent?
Yes, relatively recent.
I mean, we discussed for many classes regarding Purushartha.
Oh, okay, not that recent. Before that. How can I forget? You remember we studied use and abuse of spirituality.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't
Yes.
it the same idea that it is not the karma or the bhakti or the jnana, but without the karma or the bhakti or the jnana, you still can't get it. Same idea. So sadhana it means tools. These are the tools we have. By saying that you're so fantastic with a tool or your tool is so fantastic, that doesn't mean anything. Let us see the table you have made. Then you talk about your tools. Say, oh, I have the best saw in the world. Okay, very good. Show me your table or chair or whatever it is you have made. Don't tell me all this. Oh, I have got such a beautiful axe. I have got such a beautiful saw. I have got such a beautiful, what is this? The drill machine. It's the most fancy drill machine in the world. I'm not interested. Show the table, the chair. What did you make? So that making is the carpentry skills. That is whether you're a carpenter. Just because you filled your garage with tools doesn't mean you're a proper carpenter. And then you're showing off, my tool is so great. You should, if you go to the US, you will see people have beautiful houses and big garages that can keep 2-3 cars. But those garages are only filled with all these wonderful things that they have collected, which is never going to be used. There are freezers, there are fridges, there are a whole tool section, old clothes. I don't know what all they have over there. Massive garage. So, like that, we become on the spiritual path. We have the massive garage, but we haven't done anything with that. Is this clear? Or again, I am talking about that and nobody is getting the idea anyway. Is this clear? Is this point clear about how the study of Vedanta is becoming a Vedanta? Has to do with certain qualities that you have, a certain approach that you have, a certain way of looking, perception that you gain on world, nothing to do with memorizing the scriptures or knowing whatever Vedanta has taught you. It's not got something to do with that. But without memorizing, without studying, without following the flow of thought, without this whole rigmarole, it's difficult to reach that point. In fact, it is the only subject in this world that I have come across so far which has a systematic methodology to build common sense. Do you know any other subject that has a methodology. Good, bad, ugly, I'm not discussing. As a methodology of building common sense. This is the only subject in the world. And 9 out of 10 Vedantins don't develop it. अब मैं क्या करूं? Now my only hope is we'll do a residential course. Some students will come. They will learn for 1 year. Futile hopes, right? Anyway, we will proceed. We are going to go ahead. Right? Is this point clear?
Yes.
Thank you. What? Only 1% found it clear?
Yes, cleared.
Yes.
Oh,
Jen.
very good. Anybody did not find it clear? Okay, so then what did we do last time? Is Shara, Akshara, Uttama Purusha clear, or you want us to do it again? Shara is the world. Akshara is the imperishable that sustains this world. And the Uttama Purusha, the supreme being, extends far, far beyond it all. This is the concept of Shara, Akshara, Uttama Purusha. It says, he who understands me thus, if you get the idea, he worships me with his whole being. He worships me with his whole being. Worship refers to pursues. You say worship money means what? He pursues money. He worships his wife means what? He pursues his wife. He worships golf means what? He pursues golf. So worship means to pursue. So he worships me with his whole being. So what is his whole being? His whole being can be understood as his deepest, most fervent desire. If you've understood the concept of Shara, Akshara, Uttama Purusha, it's his most fervent desire. This is what happens to you. You get that your most important desire in the world becomes to know the ultimate truth, to know that ultimate divinity, to find out what is the reality behind all of this. What is the truth here? If you understand what he's talking about, then that desire develops. And that's called worshipping him with your full being. Now, when that desire develops in you, whatever you do with your body, it is in pursuit of that. Whatever you do with your mind, it's in pursuit of that. And whatever you do with your intellect, it is in pursuit of that. So what happens is your body, mind, and intellect become nothing but vehicles for knowing that ultimate truth. In technical terms, this is known as
Open eye meditation.
okay.
Sadhana.
Okay, say yeah, correct, say it properly.
Mumuksha.
Mukshatra is right. So when you have that desire, that ardent desire, everything you do with your body is to find out that ultimate truth. Everything you do with your mind is to find out that ultimate truth. Everything you do with your intellect is to find out that ultimate truth. In technical language, this is known as
Single pointed meditation.
it is known as karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. You forgot the definitions. What is the definition of karma yoga? All actions that lead you to the self are karma yoga. What is bhakti yoga? All emotions directed towards the self, bhakti yoga. All knowledge, discrimination directed towards the self, jnana yoga. So that's why they say these are the tools to reach there. But these tools are not meant to be made perfect in themselves. These tools count only if
You
Yes,
put efforts.
only if
These tools can't do what, Chantin?
Sorry, say that again.
What was the question? These tools,
These tools count only if
they're being used for self-development.
that ardent desire for the self exists. That only isn't there. Now, what are you doing with these tools? You went to the store, you bought this fabulous drill, but you have no desire to make a cabinet out of it. What are you doing with that drill? You're just showing off to your friends saying, look at my beautiful drill. What's the meaning of that? That's what he's trying to say. If you are understanding Vedanta, then your most ardent desire will be to realize the self. And since this is your ardent desire, automatically all your actions will be for it, all your emotions will be for it, the discrimination will be for it, because that's what you want. If you think about any desire, think of any desire. A person wants to make money. Then what happens? His ardent desire is to make money. All his actions are for money, all his emotions are for money, all his thinking is for money. The natural consequence, no? So, what do you want? What is that ardent desire in you? What is it in your life which, according to you, is something worthy of getting? It's not like, oh, I'm going to Vedanta classes, kuch acha kar rahe hain. What acha kar rahe hain? What are you talking about? What in your life is the thing worth getting according to you? Nobody in the world can interfere with that. It is a question you ask yourself. It is a question that you answer for yourself. Nobody dare ask you this question, and you don't need to answer this question for anybody else. The buck stops here. But if you don't know what is that thing, then bhugat lo, main kya karu? You don't know what you want. The natural consequences, you won't get it. The first step to getting what you want is knowing what you want. That is why they tell you, go to the temple, sit over there and ask God for what you want. Because when you're in the temple and it's all calming, everything is, the pressure is removed from you. What does the voice within say that it wants? That hold on to, because that is your purpose. They say Vedanta says, people believe Vedanta is very iconoblasting. We don't want temples and churches and mosques. We want to get rid of Murti Puja. No, we don't. At some time in your sadhana, you will need it. It is a tool like every other. So when you go to your temple or church or mosque, and you sit there just quietly and allow yourself to express, no, just keep quiet. You'll find something. You can do that by going to the seaside as well. You can get that by traveling to some destination different from where you are. The point is not where you go. The point is, did you discover what it is that for you is the main thing of life? That is the question. And once you discover that, then you go full. Otherwise, here also is attractive, that is also attractive, that is also attractive. अच्छा ये भी थोड़ा ले लेते हैं, वो भी थोड़ा लो, ये बुफे बना है क्या जिंदगी का? You decide what you want and you go for it. And have some timeline. Yes, Bharat?
Yeah, so aren't the three tools supposed to offload the desires and develop that ardent desire for the self?
Yeah, it works both ways. You want to use the tool until you have the desire. And you won't fully use the tool until that desire is stronger. So basically what happens is you want to know the truth or you want something. So a person comes to class. In class, what happens? You will learn X, Y, and Z. Now, whatever you are learning is all meant to make that desire more ardent. Then what do? You use those tools more. Then what happens? The desire is more ardent. Then what do? You use those tools more. This is the process of growth. But if you don't know why you came to class, then you'll get involved in something. Oh, I love bhajan. How much bhajans are we going to do at the course? You will do no bhajan over there. No, everybody does bhajans, but that's not the point. The point is, do you want to know the truth? Do you want to know what is that divinity? Do you want to know what is the reality in this world? Do you want to meet your God? And what do you want? Or you don't want it? Is this entertainment or is this a goal? Is it designed to reach somewhere? So that's what he's referring to. That if you understand Vedanta, if you understand what he has spoken about, he's not rejected the world, he's explained the world. He's explained that there is a macrocosm, there is a microcosm. This is a perishable. This world is perishable. You in that world is perishable. You are perishable. You are putting all your desires into things that are impermanent. This is lunacy. And because you're functioning on that lunacy, you're getting into trouble in life. It's complete insanity. I'm treating things, first I have to understand what he said. He's saying these are all impermanent things. And I have to understand, I am treating impermanent things as permanent. So when they manifest their impermanence, means they go away from me in some manner or the other, who am I to blame? Nobody but myself. I created this mess for myself. So that macrocosm, things in the world are impermanent. The jobs are impermanent. The family is impermanent. Your homes are impermanent. Everything here is impermanent. The microcosm is impermanent. The color of your hair is impermanent. Whether your hair will exist or not tomorrow is not known. Forget even color. The texture of your skin is impermanent. The light in your eyes is impermanent. Every part of it is impermanent. Then you start crying. So sad, so sad. So he says, but right here, there is a permanent thing. There is an akshara within the akshara. And then he said, and beyond it also, there is the Uttama Purusha. Means the akshara is way bigger than whatever shara you're seeing. And then he says the most logical thing, right? If you understand this, what will happen?
You will pursue Uttama Purusha.
Yeah. It's the most logical thing to say. Like, what else will you do? Are you mad? Are you insane? I just told you this is not going to last. So you hang on to it and you say, no, 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 I love it very much and it is going to last. Okay, then wait till tomorrow when it's gone. Cry tomorrow. I'm telling you today you won't listen. All right, cry tomorrow. Main kya karu? So you can see how beautifully he's done it, right? There is a kshara, the macrocosm. There is an akshara. There is a shara, the macrocosm. Shara is equally pertaining to the microcosm. But beyond it all, there is a kshara. There is something that will not fade, that will not die, that will not wither. And this akshara extends way beyond the shara. We can call it the Uttama Purusha. It is way vaster, way bigger, way everything bigger and more. Right? The undeluded who knows me thus as Purushottam. If you figured that out, the reality, the truth, is that thing which will last forever. He all-knowing. All-knowing meaning he's understood that all thing is a mess away. Worships me with his whole being. What else will he do? Yes, Bharat?
Yeah, so just concluding the earlier thought, so the potency of the three tools would be the sharpest when there is ardent desire for the self.
That's good.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, so one more question. This imperishable, can we understand it to be the self? And so that differentiation becomes easier between the imperishable and the Uttama Purusha.
I didn't understand. The imperishable is the self. What do you mean? Can we
No,
understand?
we said earlier that the imperishable is that which pervades the world.
Hmm.
So, and the Uttama Purusha is that which is beyond the world. So, in that sense, can we understand the imperishable to be the self? And then the differentiation between the imperishable and Uttama Purusha becomes a little easier because God isn't just limited to the self within, it's beyond.
I don't understand. It's the same thing. There's no why you make a difference? There is no difference. The same thing. There is not an Akshara and an Uttama Purusha. Akshara and Uttama Purusha are the same thing. By saying Uttama Purusha, he's just trying to express that it is not restricted to the world. That's all he's saying. There's no difference. It's the same thing. What is the differentiation? There's no difference. The same thing. It's like people differentiate between Atman and Brahman, right? So we say the same thing. The self within me is the self that's all pervading. But when you say the self is all pervading, then you feel that wherever this universe is, the self is there. No, the self is way beyond it all. That is your real inheritance. That is you. You are much bigger than this universe. Do not restrict yourself to this universe and any other universes that there may be. No, it's yeah, okay. Maybe it's 50 universes. No, it's not. Whatever universes you can dream of, you are way beyond all of that. The same self, no difference. Is that clear?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So, verse 19 is like, if you followed him so far, you don't need any explanation in verse 19 because obviously it's just a conclusion of what he has just said. And you can see that you've understood it correctly because your conclusion will be that any reasonable person's conclusion will be this. Verse 20. Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam maya nagha etad buddhva buddhiman syat कृतकृत्यश्च भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत iti. Iti means and so. Guhyatamam shastram. Guhyatamam is very secret, most secret, highest form of secret. Why highest form of secret? Because nobody knows it. The whole world is involved in the Akshara. Nobody has dreamt of the Akshara and the Uttama Purusha. It's a Guhyatamam. It's the most secret thing because nobody knows it. It's the most secret science. Shastra means secret science. Shastra means the science. Idam muktam mayanaka. Idam uktam. I have said it. Here have I said this. Anagha. Anagha means sinless one. How beautifully he uses the names, isn't it? Oh, sinless one without sin, one without agitations. Who is the one without agitations? Who is the only one who has zero agitation?
Self-realized.
Self-realized person.
The self. So look at how he's addressing Arjuna. Right? He said, "Oh sinless one." He's saying, "Oh sinless one, oh person without agitations," to whom? The man who's standing there and crying in front of him. Isn't it? Like, so Arjuna was scratching his head and मैं अनगा कैसे बन गया? But the fact is, he's not talking about somebody else. He's talking about you. He's saying, you are the Uttama Purusha. Get it? Etat Buddha, having got this, the Buddhiman, the wise fellow, Kruta Krutascha Bharat. Kruta Krutya is a very important construct, which I don't know whether you all have studied before. It's referring to what is done and what is not done. A person who has done whatever it is he was supposed to do in this world, if to be completely satisfied with your duties, because done and not done. What your duties, there are some duties you have to do, and there are some actions you don't have to do. All of it together becomes your duties. So you've done everything and refrain from everything that you should not have done. Is this a possibility? Can any human being live like this? Did everything they were supposed to do and didn't do any other things they were not supposed to do. Now, what does this mean? That he is accomplished of all duties. He's fulfilled with all duties. He says, when you realize the self, whatever was done, whatever was left undone, it's all एक ही बात, right? Imagine that, I don't know, you got your degree. Now there were some things you studied, some things you didn't study, some things you took a shortcut, some things you put a lot of hard work. But once you got the degree, once you got the marks, the matter is over, no? So similarly, not similarly because nothing is similar, but when you realize the self, there is nothing to get and nothing to get away from. Imagine if you knew that for the next 30 seconds, there is no electricity. What will you do? Do you have any reaction? You know, sometimes when electricity goes and then the generator or the inverter takes 30 seconds, to come back. So then you say, you saw electricity has gone, the inverter is there, it's going to come in 30 seconds. Do you have any reaction? Similarly, when you recognize that something is impermanent, you've understood it. Now, when it's gone or something, do you have any reaction? You're okay. I mean, it was for a very short time. Now, short time in terms of electricity, 30 seconds it came back in. Something else may take 20 years. Something may take 3 janmas. But it's this nature. It's there for a little while. It's not there. Okay, fine. So the concept of being kruta krutya, okay. Krut or krutya, whatever you did, whatever you didn't. It's okay. The way you can imagine it is, suppose there is a day where you did all the things you were supposed to do. You did all. You may not have got anything as a consequence of doing it, but you simply did everything you were supposed to. Don't you feel a sense of satisfaction? Now, what is that satisfaction? Think about it. You didn't get anything. There's no result of that action that you have done, but you're still satisfied. So imagine realization like that you have done everything that you have to do. What is the thing you had to do? You had to find out the truth. You have done that. Now it's okay, one way or the other, anything. So this most secret science has been declared by me, O Anagha. Knowing this, one becomes wise and fulfilled of duties, O Bharat. O sinless one, when you know this. When you know what? When you know that you are the sinless one. That there are no agitations, even if you are experiencing agitation, you're not going through agitation. When you understand that, you are Kruta Krutascha. You're satisfied in all things. That this Buddhiman, sensible person, is satisfied in life. Whenever you work for a higher cause, whenever you work for something beyond yourself, you get that same sort of satisfaction. Yeah, I've done it. Suppose I'm there to go to the hospital, you help them. You found somebody, you took them to the hospital. And they may not know he was an accident victim. I don't know, something. You found him on the road, you took him and deposited in the hospital, you went home. You don't know now whether he will live or die. You don't know why he was in that position. You don't know anything. But you're Kruta Krutascha. You did your part. So you feel a sense of satisfaction. That's what he's referring to. Yes, Bharat?
So, can there be two ways of looking at it? At a relative level, you realize the impermanence of things, but I mean, a self-realized person would have a completely different view of it, right? I mean, like dreamer becomes fulfilled of all duties on merger with the waker's mind. So, I mean, that did not exist only. So, in that sense, his vision would be like that, right?
Correct. So which is the second way?
No, the relative way of understanding that things will come and go would be for a non-realized person, that would be the vision. And for a self-realized person, I mean, it will be like it did not exist only.
Yes, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is chapter 15. Now, what would you like to do? Would you like to start chapter 16 next time, or would you like to have a group discussion?
Group discussion.
Yes.
Group discussion.
Or one revision of the summary of the entire chapter. Again.
We did it, right? You want a longer summary because summary was done this time. We did Shara Akshara Uttama Purusha. I mean, the way he structured it, summary for this chapter is very easy because last topic will cover it all. You want another summary? This was summary. What else do you want? Okay, so who wants class and who wants group discussion? Please put your 3 people have said group discussion. Rest of y'all have agreed or disagreed? From all those who want group discussion, please give a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. What? 3, 4, 5.
I think the question, Jankit, is who wants 33% attendance versus who wants 100%.
What? I can't hear you, Omkar. You're very soft.
I was saying that the question is whether we want 33% attendance or 100% attendance, because GD will 31 of us. Only
No,
10
that's why
each.
I'm checking that everybody is.
Nobody comes up then.
Nobody comes for GD. Tragic. Okay, I shouldn't ask whoever wants GD. Who all will come for GD? Let us ask that question. My question was wrong. How many people will come for GD if we do it next time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bhavna, 3 times you're saying yes. You're messing up my score. 10. How many? 10. 11. Oh, in my presence. You want GD in my presence, right? The whole point of GD is my absence. Okay, only 1/3. This way also we got 1/3. Okay, then we continue with class because nobody seems to want GD. GD is where you people have to work and nobody is willing to work, unfortunately.
Janki ji, can we have question answers only on this chapter?
Yeah, we can have that. Do you have a question on this chapter?
I have certain questions, but I don't know how to formulate it. I have to revise it and think.
Okay, chalo, we'll compromise and we'll do Q&A. When we do Q&A, the class will get a chance to respond to the question that anyone asks. Is that fine? Okay, we'll do compromise between class and GD. Okay, all right.
Yes, yes. That way you are present also, but not present also.
Okay. All right, so let us chant the last verse. Om Tat Sadat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadasho Dhyayaha. And to indicate that this is not the end of the study of chapter 15, but the beginning, we will chant again the first verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhvamoolamadharshakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid.
Hariom, thank you, Janki ji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janki ji.
Hariom.
Hariom Janki ji.
Janki ji. Thank you.
Hariom, Janki ji.
Janki ji.
Thank you, Janki ji.
Omkar, you have a
Thank you,
question?
Janki ji.
No, I was saying to Sunday we give them about the progress of some field.
Oh, okay. But